With me in the studio is R Seetharaman, who's Chief Executive of Doha Bank in neighbouring Qatar. Sir, nice to see you again. Thanks for coming into Sky. I was in Dubai 2 weeks ago. There were reports there emerging that Dubai really owes $180 billion, more than twice what has been reported. Could that be possible?
Well, it's all speculations. In real terms, is anyone's guess to see that there's an underlying security. Clearly, these are transactions which are asset-backed, and real estate properties have gone beyond definition. That's one concern.
You say they're asset-backed, but of course the value of those assets has plummeted.
Well, it's if the global bankers are trying to clearly, conceptually misinterpret the contractual obligations, there is no explicit government guarantee. These are implicit understanding of the bankers.
Yes.
They have taken calculated risk.
You're a banker. You never believed that there was an implicit guarantee. You didn't take that line.
I didn't take the line. It's subjective. You have to necessarily realize the contractual obligation is clear. Then rest are all details. And clearly, these are not asset-based like subprime crisis. Let's not mix it up with subprime crisis. There is a conceptual clarity, and the creditors are getting realigned. And the rest are all subjective. The creditors have to meet with Dubai World and agree on terms and conditions, and then try to see what's the best option available.
Do you believe the story that in the end, the creditors are going to have to take what you in the banking industry call a haircut? They're going to have to accept maybe 60 cents on the dollar or 60p on the pound, because that's just the way it is. Dubai World won't pay back.
Well, we had plenty of experience. Canary Wharf did it in 1990.
Yep.
We have Kazakhstan doing it now. Kazakhstan credit default swap rate is less than 150. The country government-owned institutions are deferring the payment for a standstill agreement. There are enough examples in terms of restructuring the debt. It's a cash flow issue. It is possible there could be deferments, there could be haircuts. That's all subjective.
So some of these British banks are going to be hit. What about the rest of the region? Because you're in Qatar, and of course that's not part of the UAE, and a very different situation exists where you are. But do you believe there's a risk of contagion, the mistakes of Dubai, the panic in Dubai spreading elsewhere to the region?
Well, the globalization is on. Communication is instantaneous. People interpret the risk as a systemic risk. The fact remains, the Gulf economies are commodity-driven. They're going to report over $1 trillion in terms of our GDP. GDP growth is around 7%. And the current account surplus is going to be over 18% of the GDP, 148 billion. That's going to be realistic this year. That's the forecast. Oil quoting at $70 plus. There is no real issue in terms of fiscal surplus, investable surplus, or sovereign funds. Clearly, there are projects running in trillions. There is no reasons to be panic. Qatar is a different story. Qatar has got, it's absolutely going in the right direction. Last year, 9.7% growth. This year, 16% growth. That's absolute governance in real order.
And, of course, very oil-rich, very gas-rich in a way that Dubai is not. What about the bailout? So far, Abu Dhabi has come to the rescue of Dubai, $20 billion. Is that enough?
Well, they have set up a stability fund, Dubai Financial Support Fund, clearly guaranteeing the world, in terms of macroeconomic fundamentals, UAE as a federation, as running in fiscal surplus. Even UAE as a country is going to run with 6% GDP surplus this year. So as a country, as defined by the UN Charter, they have enough resources to support. That's what the issue is all about. Consumer confidence and global confidence needs to be measured in the coming days.
So as a banker, doesn't matter where you're based, but as a banker with a great deal of experience, do you think we've learned any lessons from all this? Because it seems to me that many of the big institutions are still making the same mistakes of the past.
Absolutely. The banking is all about managing the risk, enterprise risk. Today we are singling out the bankers. Clearly, the auditors have failed. The rating agencies have stamped this as a AAA gilted certificates. What we need is regulatory realignment, global governance, universal framework in terms of accounting models, universal framework in terms of hedge fund management, universal framework in terms of compensation criteria. Clearly, you have to realign in line with the global governance. We are talking about gross welfare to the mass.
Mr. Seetharaman, many thanks for coming. I've got to say, you've set new standards on this show for sartorial elegance.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to have to raise my game. It's nice to see you.
Thank you.